Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome to Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. And this morning, we're going to briefly touch on the state of affairs with Major League Baseball. Let's do that right now. And the state of affairs haven't changed. It doesn't seem much at all. Although I did read this morning, there are discussions ongoing. So about the time I think there will be no season, I start to think, oh, yes, there will be. And so we will hopefully, let's cross our fingers and all the things we do for hope. Let's hope that this week we get a story busting at the seams that an agreement has been reached and we will have a season starting sometime in the month of July, which is right around the corner. It's June 2 today. And so I don't know. I mean, I start to think nothing, and then I start to think something, and I'm just as confused as the next guy. But at any rate, what's new? But we'll see. And I'm hopeful that Manfred and Tony Clark and everyone else involved can finally give us some baseball to talk about on Monday morning at 10 a.m. How about that? Wouldn't that just be incredible? Thank you, Lenny, for a morning. And I want to talk about this ingenious draft that's going on that I'm involved in. And it combines PPR football and baseball, 5x5. And you draft, 2-quarterback league. You draft based on whoever you want on your team. And I'm randomly number 5 out of 12. And so I'm going to tell you, I wanted to start off with, if I was thinking, I'll never get who I want. I want Pat Mahomes. He's the reigning MVP. He can run, he can throw, and I want Pat Mahomes, number 1, and I'll never get him, right? Well, wrong. The number 1 pick, George, goes with Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens quarterback, and a good pick. Okay, number 3 on my quarterback board, but a good pick. One of the elite 3 quarterbacks, in my opinion, in the NFL. But again, not my pick, but he was number 3 on my list and could have been, and certainly, since I had him on my board as one of the top 3, certainly a first-round pick. So George goes with Lamar Jackson, number 1 overall. King Hap, never to be outdone, goes with Christian McCaffrey. Now, McCaffrey was not, I'm going to tell you, I wanted a player. It wasn't McCaffrey. McCaffrey coming off of a career year for him. And I'm just wondering, when you look at McCaffrey, has he got the body to be durable to do it 2 years in a row? Now, certainly 2019, he did it all. And if 2020 is a repeat, he will certainly be a great pick. King Hap at number 2. Not who I wanted, so I'm still safe, right? I'm still safe. So I'm still like, okay, I'll never get who I want at number 5. But then number 3, a little bit of a surprise, but a great wide receiver. Probably the top wide receiver in the NFL for fantasy, particularly PPR, Michael Thomas. Great pick by Bobby at number 3. Not who I wanted, so I'm still in the game. Okay, now I'm 1 pick away, right? I'm 1 pick away. Okay, and it's Doug Boyle, and he's number 4. And I'm like, Doug, please don't pick my man. Please don't get him. And then Doug picks Ronald Acuna Jr., the first baseball player chosen in the draft. And I'm like, elated. Yes. Why am I elated? Because at number 5, I can now pick my boy, the National Football League reigning most valuable player and Super Bowl champion quarterback, Pat Mahomes. Yes, I land Mahomes at number 5. I am excited. I feel like I got the number 1 pick in the draft, and I picked 5th. Maybe I didn't. But that's how I felt, and still do. The draft slows down quite a bit That's the only thing about a slow draft. You have to be patient. And Sunday night, it seemed like, all in the chat room, in the draft room rather, we're all picking. It's going great. Number 5 is in. I'm getting ready to pick my next round. You know what I mean? And so number 6 going off the board was Paulie Boy, who takes the second major league player, Mike Trout. So you can see what's happening here. The superstars of the sports, as you would expect in first round picks, are going off the board. Now, who did I have next? I had queued up, if it were me, Zeke Elliott at number 7. But Malpal takes Saquon Barkley at number 7. Great pick. I had Barkley 8. Malpal had him 7, I guess. So Malpal gets Barkley. And Chappie, Phil Chaplin, comes in and takes who I had next, Zeke Elliott at number 8. Look, I think there are a few running backs this year, and I'm not going to name them because I'll be giving away my strategy, all right? And I got some wide receivers too, I'm not naming right now. But there are a few that are just, I think, ready to break out. And Zeke Elliott, with the draft picks of the Dallas Cowboys at wide receiver, I think it's going to open up the block and look for Zeke to have a huge year. Great pick by Phil Chaplin at number 8 in the first round. Andrea follows with Alvin Kamara. Dan goes with Christian Yelich. Taco picks Derrick Henry. And Kevin Hastings concludes round 1 believing that Dalvin Cook will play and drafts Dalvin Cook with the last pick of the first round. We turn it over. And in round 2, Kevin Hastings leads off with Russell Wilson. Okay, now I had 3 elite quarterbacks on my list, and they've all been